First of all, I would like welcome to all of you to the first International Conference on Islamic Civilization. This conference is organized by Unisula, other than the Islamic Perspective on Sustainable Development and the Role of Islamic Economy toward Global Finance in the Third Millennium. In this occasion, we shall have outstanding presentation from our prominent invited speakers, whom I believe shall enrich our insight and knowledge regarding the theme of this conference. Allow me to introduce our speakers. This is Dr. Bejo Santoso, our rector, and Dr. Miftahul Rohim Noyo Sarkum from Universitas Hasyim As'ari, Jombang, and Dr. Ahmad Fauzi Ogumbado came from Unisa, Brunei Darussalam. Now, allow me to introduce to the first keynote speaker, my rector, Dr. Bejo Santoso. Her major in Sharia finance. Without further ado, I would like to welcome our first keynote speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Bejo Santoso. Mr. Bejo Santoso, you have around 20 minutes to present your paper. The floor is yours.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mr. Adian. Halo, Mr. Adian.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ya. Alhamdulillah. The sound is clear? Clear ya?
Yes. Clear.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Hamdan syakirin, hamdan naimin. Hamdan yu'afi ni'mah. Allahumma sholli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad, amma ba'du. Thank you for your prestige, the chair of the person, Dr. Ardian, that gave me opportunity to deliver my speech as the invited speaker. Yeah. In this time, we have two invited speaker. Number one, me, and secondly, Dr. Miftahul Rohim. Dr. Miftahul Rohim, the Vice Rector of Student Affairs of Universitas Hasyim As'ari Jombang. Me and Dr. Rahim, yeah, as the initiator, the main initiator of the establishing the first ICIC. So the second ICIC may be subject to him. I would like to start by my presentation entitled, the important issue I think, Zakat and Wakaf Management based on Blockchain. This topic I think is on the several reasons. Number one, Indonesia has great number of Muslims. The strengthening of economic for the Ummah through zakat is very potential. Therefore, there's a promising potential to be developed. This from National Zakat Board of Zakat. And Professor Zaksa from Turkey explained that if Islamic finance instrument include wakaf and zakat can be managed properly, And seriously, it is possible for Muslim country, include Indonesia, to reduce drastically their foreign debt, utang luar negeri ya, debt, and can be covered by zakat and wakaf. So the role of zakat and wakaf actually very huge to support finance of economic development. For example, can build the infrastructure and build the education or hospital and so on. Regarding with this, the President of Indonesia stated that large potential zakat in Indonesia must be optimized because just around 8.1 trillion, just around 3% from the potential. The realization of zakat just 3%. The capacity around the potential all to 150 trillion. So based on the background, to develop zakat and wakaf management is needed. That's right. Then also to strengthen our introduction, wakaf already implement in some countries. For example, Masjidil Haram, Masjid Sunan Ampel, Masjid Demak, Zaitunah Tunisia, Masjid Kuba, Mantingan, Pondok Gontor, ya, Tazaka also Harvard, Barkab, the different term, maybe Wakab, ya, Tazaka also, and this many places that we will buy the Wakab zakat. The potential of Wakab, for example, increasing number of population from the middle level, the potential, the benefit of the Wakab and zakat. The increasing awareness to charity, including the awareness for Wakab, is needed also. And now support of Bank Indonesia and OJK, Otoritas Jasa Keuangan, Indonesian Authority Financial, Ministry of Finance, and other institutions are there. Supporting is okay. Also support by Bank Syariah. From the regulation, I think is enough. Just now the problem is on the implementation. This has so many implementation of wakaf with money. For example, wakaf uang, wakaf pom bensin, ya, station oil station wakaf, manfaat wakaf, wakaf CSR perusahaan, what I call wakaf is implemented by Tazaka, also wakaf pom station education and so on. So many institutions already implement to make easy the wakaf. Nah, based on the importance of zakat and wakaf, now we are going to discuss important issue. What are the actually important variables, important factor that can make management zakat and wakaf can be running to properly, can be running what I call automatically. This thing is on the literature review. Zakat and wakaf management need trust from the what I call mustahik and for zakat on the zakat payer and the wakaf payer. Transparency management of the zakat and wakaf institution, accountability, also credibility. This four variable that important. Trust variable trust and accountability supported by the research Bahruroji Bidin, Wiyami Christine, Kasi Faisal Jamal, and Rahman. This supported that the role of trust and accountability is very important in terms of zakat and wakaf management. Also transparency supported by Julia Fitri, Nomaisi, Nasi, and Wiyami. In terms of credibility supported by Asman and Bidin, Nasik, Daulay, Tajuddin, and Samsudin. So based on the literature review, we developed a new model. Trust, yeah, trust is very important variable. So trust also come from accountability, credibility, transparency, and zakat management. Based on trust, yeah, trust is the variable. So it's make possible for loyalty of the zakat and wakaf payer on the muzaki, upon the mustahik, on the zakat payer, pembayar zakat, loyal. Then also expanding zakat payer segment can and for the zakat payer. Also can make satisfying the community preference. Based on this, the respondent, based on my research, request to management and ICT to back up the management zakat and wakaf. Also, based on the literature review, we have 5 factor variable and some indicator. Number 1, trust, accountability, transparency, credibility, and management and information technology. This inside this indicator, trust. Yeah. This indicator, we have, for example, we have 4 indicator for accountability, and we have also 5 indicator for ICT. Yes, based on respondent and research, we have 150 respondent, and include some respondent. Trust have average score 8.45, and the highest score is on management ICT. So management ICT is number 1, then number 2 trust, and number 3 credibility of the zakat institution. Zakat and wakaf institution should be credible. Zakat and wakaf institusi zakat dan wakaf should be transparent and accountability. Nah, so we have 5 rank of variable. Number 1, first rank adalah management of ICT, second rank trust, third rank credibility, transparency, and accountability. And we have the design of the model zakat and wakaf management based on ICT. This thing, so everything do by handphone. Muzaki and wakif can monitor by handphone. What is the distribution of zakat? Yeah. And mustahik also mauquf alaih also can use the handphone to find the source of wakaf and zakat. Also society, masyarakat, people can monitor, also check the zakat and wakaf activity. So this open system, I think, this on trust, credibility, transparency, and accountability. So we propose what actually is technology. The question then, like this: what technology can provide these features? The answer is blockchain, because blockchain can facilitate the transparency, trust, and credibility. Blockchain creates globally and permanently document, record, global, ya. The transaction authorization and verification process is faster. Movement zakat fund and transactions can be traced easily, can be monitored easily, that transparent or not, going to the right person or not, like this. And also auditing process will be easier to. Model zakat and wakaf management based on blockchain, also supported by some study. Yeah. However, blockchain as comprehensive zakat and wakaf management system has not been implemented, not yet implemented. Therefore, blockchain can be solution due to its ability to dealing issue. Blockchain should be implemented to support zakat and wakaf management because blockchain can facilitate some issue, have features, security from crime, fraud, avoid the manipulation, and increasing the efficiency of zakat and wakaf collecting, because all of the activity built on handphone. Yeah, very easy, yeah, and can be monitor, can be sending, can be various handphone lah. Security, and then with the implementation of blockchain zakat and wakaf management is expected, zakat and wakaf will be optimal. And this my design, zakat and wakaf based on blockchain. This one, everything can be ledger, open ledger, yeah. Wakif also has the network, open ledger, then connected the ledger account of the Amil Nadir, also auditor. Beneficiary Maukuf Alai also have the network. Everything can be connecting together. This is the picture of the blockchain. This is my references, and finally, thank you for your kind attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Bejo Santosya, for your interesting presentation. For our audience, we have a Q&A session after third presenter. You can raise your hand or write on the chat below. Okay, we move on to the next speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, I will introduce the second keynote speaker. Now he is a vice president at the Student Affairs. Excuse me, Mr. Bejo, can you stop your screen?
Sorry?
Can you stop your screen?
Oh, stop
Please?
screen. Hey.
Yes.
Yeah, stop share, yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, the second presenter, he's vice pre-rector, Student Affairs, and postdoctoral fellow at UC, Malaysia, major subject at Usul Fiqh, Islamic law and Islamic economics. Lecturer at the University of Malaya, Unair, Surabaya, UTM, and now lecturer at Universitas Hasyim As'ari. Okay, let's welcome Mr. Miftahul Rahim Noyo Sarkun. Mr. Miftahul Rahim, can you hear me? Sorry, Dr. Miftah Rohim.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke, sambung Pak ya.
Ya, yes.
Oke, alhamdulillah. Wassalamun ala ibadilladzina astafa wa ba'dah. Al-Mukarram wal-Muhtaram Al-Hajj Asyah Profesor Dr. Ki Haji Ma'ruf Amin as the Vice President of Indonesia. Honorable Insinyur Al-Hajj Prabowo Setiawan, MT, PhD, as the Rector of Universitas Semarang. Honorable the Chairman of the Committee in International Conference, Honorable the presenter in this conference, Honorable to the moderator and happy audience. Alhamdulillah. First of all, let's thank to our God who has given us some blessing and mercies. So I thank to moderator invite for me to speak in this conference. Let's me, before I speak by title Divinity and Humanity, values as the solution of the class of civilization in the world at the Millenium. I will inform about this conference. I asked organizer this conference. This conference no finishing, but starting program because I have program because this in the world for Muslim it is a problem and of civilization. So I think after program conference we association the rest of Islamic civilization, the rest kebangkitan peradaban Islam. Because this title sampai hari ini belum ada yang memikirkan. I ask this forum, so we join between university in Indonesia, Malaysia, Brunei, Thailand, association the rest of Islamic civilization. Okay, I speak by title in conference, Divinity and Humanity values as the solution of the class of civilization in the world and third millennium. If we think about situation in the world, for human civilization, we will divide the civilization in 3 millennium. At the first millennium, in the 6th century of the political perspective. So in the 6th century perspective politic, the class of civilization So the war between Roman and Persian, the war caused by contest for potential strategies and economy area between Syria, Sicilia, Armenia, Palestina. The war between the superpower Roman and Persian for a long time, for about 700 continuous and caused massive destruction and millions of people dead. So conflict between Roman and Persian, even Al-Quran speak about the conflict between Roman and Persian. In Holy Al-Quran, A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alif lam mim ghulibatir rum fi adna al-ardi wa hum min ba'di ghalabihim sayaghlibuna fi bid'i sinin. This Holy Al-Quran, Allah has promised that Roman and Persian will be conquered by the hand of Muslim. Millenium, per poinnya. From theological perspective, if we think by theological perspective, there is conflict between the concept of Jewish and concept of Christian theological ideology. So there is Jewish and Christian, the conflict about concept, ideology, theologies. Both of them claim that Ibrahim is the father. Here the Holy Al-Quran as well. This problem. Maka Ibrahimu Yahudiya wala Nasraniya walakin kana hanifan muslimah. This Holy Al-Quran inform this ayat show that Ibrahim is not Jewish and not Christian, but Ibrahim Muslim, Hanif, al-Samahiyah, by speak Prophet Muhammad, Bu'ithu al-Hanafiyah was Samahiyah. So the Prophet Muhammad genetic, the religious from Ibrahim. So doctrine Ibrahim by Muhammad same about concept ideology theologies. There is no God but God. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. It is the concept, inspiration, and source for all aspect, economy, education, civilization, politics. There is no God but God. La ilaha illallah. It is inspiration and source. So, third, according to perspective of science, the development of science philosophies of civilization which was dominated Greek philosophy, Aristotle, Plato, Aristoteles. It is more theoretical, but not application, which was used as relevancy to Western scientists. So we think in first millennium, Islam made perspective politik the war between Roman and Persian. Perspektif ideologi, konsep teologis, the clash between Jewish and Christian. About philosophy of science, Mitful science philosophies of science were dominated by Greek philosophies. So Muhammad Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam appear raising the flag of no flag flag of no cut, the doctrine of theological ideology and the meaning of jihad is to defend divinity and humanity values in the past on history. Islam has ruled world civilization in 7.5 century from the 7th century to the 20th century. Through the approach of legal rulers, Islam through the approach of legal rulers and development of science and technology based on the Al-Quran with the principle of justice and istihsan. It is thought deductive and inductive approach with moderate, accommodative, methodological, and innovative thinking. It is inspiration from Holy Al-Quran. Inna Allah ya'murukum bil adli wal ihsan. I bil adli wal ihsan, justice and istihsan. It is inspiration and source for principle deductive and inductive. After Islam controlled Roman and Persian, Islam yatawalla menguasai Romawi dan Persia, controlled Roman and Persia. Iraq became the center of Islamic civilization. In the clash of civilization between Roman, Persian, China, Africa, India, Arab, Islam, reconcile and synergize the clash of civilization between Roman, Persian, China, India, and Arabic under divinity and humanity values as the realization of the preaching of Tawhid. There is no God but God. Second millennium. In this millennium, empire was taken over by the Christian in the crowd side. This was the downfall Muslim values of the divinity and humanity. The Islam
Mohon maaf, ada gangguan dari pembicara, voice-nya tidak dapat kita dengar dari sini, Pak. Mohon bisa dicek, mungkin suaranya termute.
Audience. Okay, I'm sorry for the disturbance. I think it's from the signal from the second presenter.
The starting point century in human civilization development, which is made by the amazing technology development. In that year, with ICT, information and communication, the class of civilization was caused the different doctrine of ideology and political interest was alarming. All leaders in the world have been struggling to find the appropriate and effective solution to resolve the ongoing conflict in the Middle East because differing in religions, ideology, doctrine, Wahhabi, Shia, radicalism, and liberalism, while in the same time a class of civilization due to politic interest in happening elsewhere in other So it is forum I will give solution for problem in the world, conflict, civilization, in internal Islam conflict between Shia, Wahhabi, epistemology, the thoughts, conflict between radicalism and liberalism, politic interest. So by accommodating method with alternative approach based on the philosophies of religion on mitigation of potential global conflict. The concept emphasizes on divinity, equality, and humanity values, which are the main essence of the unity of theology. If we think background of histories, so concept ideology theologies starting Adam, Ibrahim, Musa, Isa, Muhammad, Sam. There is no God but God. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. But different concept syariah. I have uh, of the unity of theology. It is inspiration and source who this paradigm is based based on the most moderate approach and accommodating method and peaceful approach that is acceptable to accommodative all university. Manhaj al-fiqra al-islahiyah, epistemologi akomodatif, manhaj at-tawasudiyah, method of moderation, manhajiyah, method of methodologis, manhaj at-tatawur, manhaj inovatif, no manhaj at-tatarrufiyah, no berpikir ekstrim, radikalisme dan liberalisme. Walau begitu, radikalisme adalah saudara kita. Kita finishing to this speak that will bring harmonious life among society. Ayah rahmatan lil alamin. Thank you. I am sorry this my present. Wallahul muwafiq ila aqwamit tariq. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Dr. Miftah, for your presentation. It is interesting presentation. And maybe some of our audience will ask you on the Q&A session. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we turn to the third presenter. Let me introduce about the third presenter. He's P. Hans from Al-Azhar University, PhD, Islamic and other civilization from ICIC, IIUM, Malaysia. Now he's a senior lecturer at IPS, College of Business, University of Malaysia. And now he is head of graduate program at Faculty of Islamic Development Management, FIDM, University Sultan Syarif Ali, Indonesia, Brunei, Darussalam. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mr. Ahmed Fauzi Ogobondo.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Moderator.
Okay, please, Dr. Ogobondo, you have around 20 minutes.
هو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ومولانا وحبيبنا مصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبع سنته إلى يوم يبعثون. أما بعد. Dear Honorable Moderator, my co-invited speakers, ladies and gentlemen, I greet every one of you with the most and the beautiful greeting that we will greet each other on the day of judgment. I say to all, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thanks for inviting me. The topic we talk today is religious quest, sustainable development, and Islamic standing point. I'm here today to share with you, with my colleagues there, this what I'm going to present. The topic, as I said, is regional quest for sustainable development and Islamic standing point. Now, the concept of sustainable development is not it has been for a long time, but especially in the 21st century, 21st century. So this is what we have been having. Then many researchers their interest in it. Many researchers in economy, sociology, history, political science, and so on and so forth. They all developed their interest in sustainable development. And many conferences in region at the same time, we have what they call summits and conferences. Here was how to maintain what was sustainable development. It's not there are, because when I remember that many conferences stage, at the same time, many people have interest in this. So the rich people also have interest in what we call sustainable development. And what is the standing point for what we call religious passive is what I'm going to deliver. Let's go to the definition of sustainable and history of sustainable development. The word sustain is of two words, sustain and able. So sustain, it means to bear, to give support. Why able is added to something. Therefore, sustainability itself was used to describe an economy in equilibrium with basic ecology system in the 1970s. Some people even say that it's from 1960s. Why people maintain that not only 1960s, it's also in 80s. So being it that there is no conflict in this, it just depends on where each one of them stands. So and where he or she perceives or she is saying. Develop itself is a process that creates growth, progress, positive change, and so forth. So therefore, sustainable development is a development that fulfills the needs of present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to fulfill their needs. Actually, when we look into the meaning or the definition of sustainable development, different scholars define it based on understanding and based on their perspective. But the one that is commonly cited in literature is this one. It was given by Bookland report in 1987, which they call again as our common future. So after that, there is another conference in Rio that is in Brazil in 1990. So we talked about which depends most environment and development The report of both lines reports as a base for this conference. So there's another conference in protocol. It was in 1997, which countries all signed this protocol. In 2002, that is Johannesburg in South Africa, there was another conference there. So, which all are gearing towards maintaining sustainable development. So, also in 2015, what the UN nation have 2015 is what called 8 global development goal. This 8 development goal, the first one is to eradicate extreme poverty, that is eradication of extreme poverty and hunger. Okay, so for universal primary education and promotion of gender equality. This one, when we look into Islamic perspective of this, starting from eradication of poverty. I'll talk more about that one later. So Islamic support this thing fully, whether eradication of extreme poverty or education or promote gender or reduce child hospital, improve mental health, and so on and so forth. They are being supported by Islamic perspective. That is where we stand. Now, Islam development. Islam gives recognition to human being actor, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that when your Lord called the angel, father is asked wal basmalah, وإذ قال ربك للملائكة إني جاعل في الأرض خليفة قالوا أتجعل فيها ما يفسد فيها يسفك الدماء ونحن نسبح بأمرك ونقدس لك قال إني أعلم ما لا تعلمون. Almighty says that He is going to create a successor on the ground. So the primary objective of this after worshiping of Almighty Allah, because there's another which says that وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ, which means the primary goal of creation of being on the earth is يَعْبُدُ اللَّهِ, worship Allah. After that, the Allah, the first or human being, they have to make sure the creation of Almighty is protected because they are all creation. So the human being now need to watch over what's option of Almighty Allah. Along the line,
Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَكُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ مُسْتَقَرٌّ وَمَتَاعٌ إِلَى حِينٍ. That is, we were created on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that you are created, dwelling place, and the means of livelihood. That is, you use to sustain life as been created on earth. So, in other words, it has been known that human are the soul on earth. The second thing that I will discuss now is the social justice and poverty eradication. Islamic settled development first by Islamic conception of ownership. This Islam allows human beings to have its own property. So once you have a property, you need to protect it. So all this is what is also says. So, and then men have to place as authority on the earth, provided them therein with means of fulfillment of their life. That's in the Quran 7, verse 10, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَقَدْ مَكَنَكُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَجَعَلْنَا لَكُمْ فِيهَا مَعَايِشَ قَلِيلًا مَا تَشْكُرُونَ. You have been created there, and then all the things to sustain your life have been created. So the first step to take by eradicating poverty now is that everybody has to engage in work. Any able person has to engage in work. It also started from Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, which is what we call Abu Bashar. Adam alayhi salatu wasalam was a farmer. He was a farmer. Likewise, his twin son, Qabil and Habil. Both of them are farmers and hunters. A lot of prophets. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wasalam is a sheep, is a cattle rearer. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam also was a cattle rearer. So, and Rasulullah mentioned that Allah did not send any prophets, but separate. So, Rasulullah Daud alayhi salatu wasalam, he eats from the ending of his manual labor. That's why I say,
5 minutes more.
Sayyidina Daud kana ya'kulu min amali yadihi. Now, So on the justice as well. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala some things in place whereby there are some mechanism for poverty eradication. So what I mean by mechanism for poverty eradication, one of them is charity. Another one is infaq. Another one is ihsan, or what they call benevolence. Then above all, we have zakah. So zakat is put in the place in order to erase the poverty on the land. And another ayah or another verse to support that poverty should be eradicated is what we have, that even Rasulullah, he always asked Almighty Allah to safeguard him from. Okay, so we have under the social justice and poverty eradication. After that, we go to what they call sustainable use of natural resources. So under this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created human beings, as we mentioned, that is a first bearings on the earth. And Allah, son of Adam, where Al-Quran says that وَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ وَحَمَلْنَاهُمْ فِي الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ وَرَزَقْنَاهُمْ مِنَ الطَّيِّبَاتِ وَفَضَّلْنَاهُمْ عَلَى كَثِيرٍ مِمَّا خَلَقْنَا تَفْضِيلًا. That is, Allah has already made honors the son of Adam, and there are a lot of things that Allah has already created, and He make human being to be a person that will be taking care of the first among the rights that I will talk about is development and reclamation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran in 165 times. If just one of Allah say in النبات والأرض الذي خلق السماوات والأرض في 6 أيام ثم سأل السماوات. There are lots. So almost 165 places. Human beings are created from the land. So which is part of the human being. So human has to make sure that he protects the land. So it's not even managed, it's not even developed. Sustainable development has a mechanism of this. The land reclamation we have with share in Sharia, whoever reclaim the land, which let's say the land was abandoned, somebody divide it so that land will be allocated to the person. Then there's something called natural reserve, which also is one of the mechanisms which is placed in order to protect land. So, which is one of the environmental or natural resources. The same thing is Allah says that so this is where you are created. I will go back to there. So and the proverb they said that you have to take care of where you will sleep, because as the way you sleep finds yourself. Okay? So yes, it is blessed us to find even if so. Modernism for large action is engaged in what God the culture. So part of the noble work which Islam condone. So because when you engage agriculture and plant trees, the tree will prevent pollution, and then the issue of land can be we shouldn't waste the land. So there be a certain place where we to use or do whatever we want to on that. The second thing on the natural resources is water preservation. Water also water in the land more than one other times or for 10 chapters. So water should be preserved because it's the origin of life. And Allah says, so it is great of us. So that also should be from that were created. All the were created from water. Okay. So Allah reminds human beings to appreciate His favor through water, which they drink, and to one sense from the sky as rain to rejuvenate soil, plants to grow. هو الذي أنزل من السماء ماء لكم منه شراب إلى آخر. Properly manage the water and natural resources contained in the water. For instance, in the river, are lost there, such as fish and other animals. So they should we protect them. Then also
Doctor.
to preserve water. It says that do not waste water, even if you are performing ablution on the bank of the river. Another one is air preservation. We should preserve the air because here helps pollution and function of clouds that cause rain. Because if the air is changed, the rain that will come down will be contaminated or rain. And if contaminated rain rains, definitely it will affect the grass or the plant. So whether the animal and the grass would be affected together. Um, environment should be at least in place control it, avoid unnecessary air pollution, which can cause damage to the creator. So this one has it, but it's in the Muslim shop, we say la inflicted, not reciprocated. The another provision says that the animals they are created like us, the creature that can be so should be protected. They are mentioned more than 1 or 2 times in the Old Testament. Second part is biodiversity, which was there to maintain the ecological balance. In other words, in order to maintain the ecological balance, and also to be the independence that one gets there. So it is source of food and truth. It's source of food that used for planting, medicines, used for protection, as well as making the.
Excuse me, Doctor. Dr.
Yeah.
Agabado.
Another thing which food, in order to sustain the development, is what they call cons of nutrition, which one of which the first speaker also talk about, which we call here. So Allah said that we are so, which means anything that we want to do have to be in moderation, because when we go to any extreme is what you know. So the knowledge process in everything is a good wala to say. Okay, there are many ayat that even when you are spending, don't be don't waste the money. Okay, because here. So that's to another which is concept of fitra. So concept of fitra is that also another what it make everything make what is called fitra is what we call innate nature or original institution or what we call natural constitution. It's necessary and hence nature that should be the foundation in any form. That is to say, will not do any deformation in the creation of Almighty Allah. This indicates that the universe is created in this natural equilibrium, full of resources to sustain the life. Okay. So in a conclusion, Allah subhanahu in conclusion, Islam is a religion that works for sustainable development. It protects the interest of commonwealth present generation should think about the generation. So truth about generation. Yeah. Okay. So and it plays some mechanism on the ground to tackle the abject poverty. Some of us mechanism are zakah, infak, ihsan, which is benevolence, and so on and so forth. All the arguments from which I presented here are from Quran and Hadith, with some other Islamic literatures. So the notion is not from only Islamic perspective. So sustainable development is also an act of worship, it's an act of ibadah, because in Islam everything based on ibadah, which means we will have the reward in this world and hereafter, because we normally say that Rabbana atina fi dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. So all in all, Islamic sustainable development is considered as holistic. No stone is left untouched. So I will stop here. Thanks for listening to me, and apology for because I shared the PowerPoint, but based on the technical something here. So sorry for that. So assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Over to the moderator.
Thank you, Mr. Agung. Thank you for the valuable insight. Okay, to all audience, time for Q&A session. Time for Q&A session. The committee have chosen 3 questions from the chat room, or someone want to asking the presenter for raise your hand, please. Please mention your name and state to which presenter you address your question. Okay, any question from the audience? Okay, if we still waiting for the question from the audience. To Mr. Bejo, your topic is very interesting for me. You said that trust is the most significant factor, right? Yeah, trust is the most significant factor, right? This is trust between Muzaki and Mustahik, or trust in ICT system?
Okay. Based on the respondent perspective, respondent put in place in their view, trust, it means trust of the zakat and wakaf institution. Also trust also they have you trust of the ICT technology. Trust of the zakat institution is more important, and the respondent consider this is the important factors. The most important factor is trust. Yes, okay. Trust of the zakat institution, lembaga pengelola zakat, kepercayaannya. Yes. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Bejo. Now we have one question from the audience, Dr. Zainur Roshid. Please, Doctor.
Okay, thank you for the time. Also, the continuing question for Mr. Bejo for the trust. I think this is a very important thing, and the main point of the problem in fundraising about the trust. You said that trust is from the transparency and the institution. How about the trust from our people, Muslim people? They motivate giving zakat and also giving wakaf because they have good behavior, good awareness to give that this is part of obedience to our God, to Allah. Because we are the most and the biggest Muslim in the world, Indonesia today. And you say that the potential of wakaf and zakat is very big in Indonesia, but the reality from Basnas and also from BWI, we are less. In the motivation our people, Muslim Indonesia, to give this wakaf and also zakat. Maybe zakat is easier because zakat is wajib in Muslim, but wakaf, and especially for example for the university, also how we can improve cash wakaf based on the awareness, and this is cause of a trust from our students, either in school or in student university. So how we can increase, motivate our Muslim, especially based on the institution, to give like big awareness to to give wakaf and zakat. Thank you.
Directly, I can ask the question, Pak Moderator, ya.
Okay, please, Doctor.
This is another topic of research, Pak Rosid. I just design the model to increase the capability of zakat and wakaf. But your question also should be discussed is in another topic. Based on the many research conducted by Pak Widianto, Ibu Nunung Gonia, all of them are in Unisula, ya. Lecturer in Unisula. Yes, of course, the awareness people to paying zakat and wakaf is still low. It is because number one, government supporting in terms of providing the regulation. Number two, awareness related to the zakat obligation in Syariat Islam is wajib. Number three, zakat literasi. Because if we ask to the people, we can sampling, ya.
Okay.
Are you sure zakat is wajib? If we ask for 10 people, maybe 5 people will answer no, zakat is not wajib, because they don't know. Yeah, they don't know the zakat is wajib. So literasi, financial zakat literasi is very important. This is from another research. So what we are going to do now, number one, we are going to propose to government in order to make a regulation or acts or law or rules in order zakat payment, pembayaran zakat, can reduce the tax obligation, like Malaysia, like another Muslim countries. If, for example, we have obligation for paying a tax 1,000, 1,000 rupiah, and we already pay 500 rupiah for zakat, so our obligation of tax just 500 lah. Because 500 we already pay zakat. This in Malaysia. Like this is very mujarab, very what I call exact lah, tepat for increase the people for paying zakat. Also, we encourage the government to prepare some regulation and acts or rule. You think from the supply side, government should be support from the top. Yeah? And on the bottom up level or demand side, people awareness. For increase the people preference for paying zakat and wakaf, this very important, very crucial, the role of the scholars or Islamic academician. For example, Unisula, the lecturer doing social action, community services to literacy, to educate people related to the awareness of zakat obligation. Because that I say before, if we are sampling, 10 people, are you sure that zakat is obligation? Then maybe more than 7 people, no. They don't understand. So we have to intensively dakwah to make sure the people know. For example, in Indonesia is very huge. From Irian Jaya till Aceh, maybe Aceh okay, because they have Syariat Islam rule. If we ask to the people in Kalimantan Tengah, Middle Kalimantan or Sulawesi Tengah, or Wonogiri, Blora, then Banjarnegara Tengah, Bantul, Jogja, sebelah pantai, South Beach, we have so many problems. Related the people education, people understand related the zakat obligation. So we have to do many action lah. Especially we as the academician focus on the dakwah, focus on the community service to help make the community service to make people awareness of the zakat. And number 3, technology. Technology make easy to paying zakat or wakaf. I'm sure this can trigger the people to pay zakat. Thank you, moderator, the chair of the session. This is my question. Thank you. My answer.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Bejo. Now we move to the second question. Dr. Iskandar, will you ask him by yourself or I read it? Please unmute, Dr. Iskandar.
Yeah, thank you very much. I need your help to read my question to Dr. Miftah.
Yeah. Oh, I read it to Dr. Miftah or you? Okay. Okay, Dr. Miftah, for the second presenter, this is a question from Dr. Iskandar from IAIN Lok Sumawe. He asks you about what we have to do to establish new step for Islamic civilization.
Yes.
Yeah. So what we have to do to establish new step for Islamic civilization. This is question from Dr. Iskandar to Dr. Miftah.
Oke, assalamualaikum, terima kasih. How we process in of civilization step by step.
Yes.
So first we meet concept the theologies. There is no God but God. It is inspiration and source. Inspiration and source for of Islamic civilization. Because if we know inspirasi and source for doctrine, ideologi, theologis, or conflict. But there is no code, but code it is for Islamic civilization. So doctrine theologis, we have paradigm that concept theologis from Adam, Musa, Ibrahim, Musa, Isa, Muhammad, same. So same it is we same ya. Jadi in Islam ukhwa Islamiyah, ukhwa Bashariyah, ukhwa Insaniyah, ukhwa Wataniyah. So al-insan kulluhum sawa. Same. Terus second tahapan second if so develop of Islamic civilization, we have epistemology paradigm by moderation, no radicalism and liberalism, moderation at-tawassutiyah. Wakadzalika ja'alnakum ummatan wasatan. Ummatan wasatan ay moderation. So second, we have paradigm by manhaj islahiyah akomodatif. So accommodative in science and technology in Holy Al-Quran. So science and technology sign in here. So integration. Okay. So third, okay. We have innovative by research because Al-Quran it is if we think in Holy Al-Quran in Al-Quran ayat-ayat Al-Quran about science and technology, so maybe 900 ayat. But ayatul Al-Quran be allow Islamic method, Islamic law to 50 verses. Okay. Then very important we exploration inform science and technology in Holy Al-Quran. If Muslim in the world, very important, take from inform from Holy Al-Quran, it is maybe this conflict of civilization in third millennium have Muslim in the world. So we think Al-Islam in Al-Holy Al-Quran, if we think in Al-Quran, it is science and technology. At first millennium to second millennium, Western, Europa, America, so take from philosoph Muslim, from Ibn Sina, Al-Farabi, Ibn Khaldun, Ibn Rushd. But now, at third millennium, pada millennium yang ketiga, ini terjadi perebutan people Amerika and Eropa. Jadi harapan kami Muslim this forum conclusive we the rest of Islamic Civilization Association. Okay, thank you very much. Very much.
Thank you very much for your nice explanation.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mista, Dr. Iskandar. Okay, any question from audience? If there is no question, to Dr. Agung Bado, to Dr. Agung Bado. What do you think to implement your sustainable development from Islamic perspective? Yeah. What do you
hear you?
Yeah. What do you think to implement sustainable development from Islamic perspective?
Okay. My aim, what I mean by implementation of sustainable development is that I said that Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created human being as a Khalifa on the earth. And then the earth which Allah created before creation of the human being is to make sure that what Allah has created sustained. Because the meaning of Khilafah, according to the classical ulama, is that something, this generation upon generation. That is, when generation comes, they will go, another one will come. So that is Khalifun Ba'd. So another one will come. So the present generation should not cause harm or damage to the land. So that is what they call al-fasad, because it says Zohar al-fasad fil barri wal bahr. So that is, the corruption has been exposed on the land and on the sea. So, and then this is what was done by human being. So in order to sustain whatever Almighty Allah created on the land as well as on the sea and all the creation and all the creature. So in other words, to answer your question precisely, so the creation of Almighty Allah, so because Allah said that so this is the creation of God. So show me what you created. So in other words, if we cannot create anything, we should not destroy what Allah has created. So this is bottom line of what we call sustainable development, so that the people that are coming, the oncoming generation, also will have benefit of this thing. Because, for instance, if we have already cut all the trees, so, and then the trees is the one that is producing a kind of oxygen that we human beings breathe in, while we human beings also give out or emit carbon dioxide. which the trees or plants also take in. So if all the trees have been cut, so this one will lead to a kind of it will disturb the ecosystem in short. So this is what I'm trying to portray here. So I think I try to answer your question.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, finally we come to the end of this session. Thank you very much for all invited speakers for informative and interesting talk. We appreciate to all material you have. We also would like to say thank you for all of our audience for your active participation. Hopefully, this presentation will be beneficial for everybody. Before I close this discussion, we say Alhamdulillah together. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Bapak Dr. Haji Ardian Ardiatma, SAMA, for leading the session today. And thank you to all the speakers for sharing knowledge and insight. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's our time to have a break. We will have about 30 minutes for a break time. And after break, we will have the second session of invited speakers at 13:15. And then for your information, the schedule for parallel class will be begin at 14. Yeah. So thank you very much for your attention and enjoy your break.